Good morning, everyone. I know I'm up on here a little real early this morning, but I slept well. I just went to bed early, which means that makes you get up early. um, but this morning, I just wanted to come on here and just hopefully share some words that you can use throughout the day as you go through your day about just remaining steady. And no matter what you do, you just remain steady. I don't care what type of barriers might be designed to get in your way, but you can climb over those too because you're made like that. You're forward tough. So on this morning, I was just having a conversation over the weekend. Me and my daughter, we just talk like that. And I was just in general sharing with her, about life. Uh, can throw you some curveballs sometimes, but you have to keep God in the front of you. That's the main thing. And many times when people are trying to attack you, and that's anybody, when somebody's trying to attack you, you have to keep that in mind that God is in the front of you, and He's not going to allow those individuals to destroy you. And I believe that in the point of everybody's life, at some point, we are faced with situations where there's going to be people that come in your life and they're not there for the good of you. They're coming into your life. They find out about you and what makes you tick, what makes you operate. And they begin to use that against you. Now, young and old, we've all been through it to the point where you feel like, what is wrong with this individual? And a lot of the times, if we're honest, the people that end up trying to attack us are actually the people that we've invested time in. You ever been in or had people in your life that you spend time around them and you really thought that, y'all were close or y'all had a good relationship, just to find out later on they were just trying to connect with you to find out things about you so that they could turn around and use those things against you. So what I'm saying this morning, to inspire you to just stay constant. Whatever it is that you are doing in life, stay constant. Stay constant in knowing that God has your back. Stay constant. Remain constant. Consistent. That's the word I'm looking for. Consistent in whatever it is that you are doing, whatever your goals are, because people will switch lanes on you. It came to mind, I was sitting down the other day and I was writing. I'm always writing or either reading something. And I thought about how people will not just switch lanes on you, they'll change channels on you. And so you can't become frustrated or get upset because sometimes you just not the channel that they want to look at. What I mean by this, I'm not talking about a television channel, even though I related it in my thought to the fact that, you know what? Sometimes I enjoy looking at channel 11. Sometimes I enjoy looking at 13 or 2. So if I don't always enjoy what the channels have going on at the time when I'm looking for something or seeking, searching the television to see what something that I may really enjoy or get something out of, I change the channel. So people can be like that in your life. They change the channel on you. And that doesn't mean that it's always a bad thing. It's just that they got to get off of your channel. And you know what? And some of us got to get off of somebody else's channel that isn't benefiting us. That is not doing anything but bringing us grief. You got to switch channels, not lanes, channels. Because anything that doesn't benefit you is only the opposite. It's going to hurt you. It's going to cause you some pain. It's going to bring some frustrations in your life that, you know what? You don't even need to be bothered with that. But we have got to learn how to start dealing with life in such a manner to enjoy the channels that we're on and hopefully and prayerfully, that when people get tired of our channel, they switch the channel. In other words, go observe somebody else's life. Go be a part of somebody else's life where you really want to be. But don't be on a channel. Don't be in somebody's life that you don't want to be there. And the only reason that you are there is for destruction, to bring pain to that person. Because you know what? When people are hurting you, they know that they are hurting you. You know why? Because they're doing deceitful and hurtful things against you. And a lot of these things are pre-planned. They knew and they had their agenda when they came into your life. When people come into your life, they have an agenda. And it's not always a good agenda. Sometimes we like to say, we always, people are basically good. That's what we say. But now that you look at life and you lived a little bit, you start looking at that thing a little different. Because you start having interactions with individuals who really don't have your best interests in mind. See, when people love and care about you, they speak truth to you. They correct you. It's just like raising children. If you're going to raise a child and there's no authority in the home and the child is doing whatever they want to do, that child is not going to respect you. And guess what? And you can't say that you love that person, that child. Because when you love something, when you love somebody, you mentor, you take care, you correct. That's what you do. And you're consistent in it. And that is how we know when people see young people, they think, mom and dad and them, they just going at me. And let me straighten something out here before I go too far. There are some parents that just shouldn't be parents. They don't want to be. And for whatever reason that they still have the kids in their life, I don't know. But there are also some good parents that will give anything in the world for their children to make sure that they are all right. So this thing can go both ways. Because correction can not only be utilized for a child's life, some adults need to be corrected. They need to be told that they are wrong. And when you do that, you have to be consistent in that correction. To not just go along just to get along. Don't you know there are people out there will help people to hurt you? Let me say that again. There are individuals out in this huge universe that we live in that will help somebody else to hurt you. For no reason at all. They just help them to hurt you. So correction can go on any side of the spectrum, on the side of a child and on the side of adults. Because one thing about life, as I was sharing with my daughter, one thing about life, people get so comfortable with mistreating and hurting people, it don't bother them. So you can't invest your time trying to correct those people, because correction, they're going to take that off the table as soon as you put it there. They find a way to justify the pain and the harm that they inflict and inject on other people and into other people's lives. But guess what? Here's the good news. God is right there in front of you. God is right there in front of you. And until we put it down and stop trying to fight those battles on our own, we're going to always be at a point of frustration. Because once you put that down, you start letting him fight it. And then God say, okay, I got it now. See, because you're paying attention to me. You're listening to me. You're hearing my voice. But I need you to be consistent in it. Because along the way, as I protect you, I might have to correct you. And see, in anything in life, let's be honest, we all need some correction. We all need some correction. We all need to be turned around when we're going in the wrong direction sometimes. We all need to be told that that group of people is not good for you. I know something about him. I know something about her. It's nothing wrong with giving people information as long as you are sharing it in the right way so that those individuals won't be hurt down the road. But you have to realize and recognize, until you let go, God can't do things at 100% level in your life. Because you're trying to fix it. You're trying to deal with the enemy. And let me tell you, you are no match for the enemy, and the enemy is no match for God. Because when God's fighting your battle, you're going to win every time. You're going to have victory every time when he fights your battle. And I know it's hard. I've been there. I know it's hard. You want to get in there and you want to say a few things and you want to do a few things and you want to let them know, look here, you better back off of me. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? God say, that's not the behavior I want you to exhibit. What I want you to do is to walk in the way in which I tell you to walk. I want you to allow me to order your steps. I want you to listen to me as I speak to you through my Holy Spirit. See, I can talk about this because I've been through this. And when we go through things, and it's not just me, many of us on here this morning or throughout the day or whenever you listen to this video, you just think about what you've already been through and how that thing grew you up. See, if I had never had that failure, I wouldn't have trusted God. I wouldn't have learned to trust God how I learned to trust God. Because guess what? It takes guts to fail. I heard a video. It was, what's his name? Denzel Washington. And he was saying how people see him now. You know, that he made it and he's had some successes. And, you know, he's talked about all the time and he's quoted all the time. But what people didn't understand was all the failures that he faced before he got to that point of success. But he makes it his business to tell people about his failures before he made it to his successes. And this is the way that we have to be. And he said, you got to have guts to fail. I believe we all know that have been living a little while. And we should be testimonies to younger people and telling them, you got to have some guts to fail. Because guess what? If you never fail, you would have never started doing better. You would have never worked harder. You would have never started, like I'm going to use some of the terminology of young people. You never would have started grinding. That's what young people say. You never would have got your grind on. You never would have thought about going in a different direction or moving away and out of some situations. But see, because you failed, you had enough guts to get back up. Life is not a bed of roses all the time. Life is not a ride across country all the time to see the beautiful land. Sometimes you reach some potholes. Sometimes your tire gonna hit a pothole in that road. But you know what? You keep going. You either go around that pothole or you didn't go a deep enough in it, but you knew that it was there. And then once you passed it and got past it, you say, "Ooh, I didn't see that pothole." Well, that's the way it is in life. You don't see those potholes, but they there. But because he's in the front of you, you can get past it. You can get through it. And guess what? You had guts enough to fail. You had guts enough to know, you know what? That situation could have took me out. That situation could have stopped me. in my tracks. That situation could have made my life totally different if I had not gotten back up. We all have to have guts enough to fail, but we still got to have guts enough to get back up. Sometimes medical conditions can just, they can tire you out. You know how you can take so many medicines? You just get tired of taking medicine. Sometimes you just need a break away from medicine. But you know that you got to go back at some point. You can't just stay away from that the entire time. You got to go back and take that medication. But yes, it can become overwhelming sometimes. That is relative to bad relationships. And I don't just mean man-woman relationships. I'm talking about relationships on your job. I'm talking about relationships with friends. I'm talking about relationships that is with your children. I'm talking about relationships with your parents. Some relationships are toxic. Okay? Various relationships, they toxic. And you got to get away from those toxic relationships because you will never grow. And those toxic relationships will keep you at a level of failure. And you don't want to be there. You know why? Because you got guts enough to fail, but you also have guts enough to get back up and say to yourself, I'm worth more than this. I am worth more than what they are trying to tell me that I'm worth. Because if you leave it up to society, they will tear you down every chance they get. Many, not everybody. So you got to have, it was an astronaut that said this, you got to operate in a small world. Your world got to be small sometimes. You can't have so many people crowding you that you always around people you can't even think. Because you see, when you just desire to have an enormous amount of people around you all the time, you lose yourself. You can operate in a small world, your own small world. You've got one fight in life, and that's your fight. You got it. I have one fight in life, and that's my life. You have one fight, whoever you are, in life, and that's your fight. Just like my fight is my fight. And you know what? Sometimes people get in the ring with you and they fight with you. But some people try to get in the ring with you and they fight against you. And that's why you have to keep God in front of you and always look to him for the answers that you need. And no, they don't come like you want them to come. And when you want them to come. But they are there and he is there and he'll never leave you and he'll never forsake you. He promised you that. I can make you some promises, but I can never say that I could never leave you. Because I don't know what my time is on earth. My intention is to always be there for you. But I don't know what my time is. I don't know when God say my time is up. Understand what I'm saying. As we go through life, we're going to have some failures. And we're going to have some people that come in our life pretending to be in a fight with you. But they're fighting against you. And that's not everybody. It's just some people. And it's nothing wrong with you or I operating in a small world. What I mean by that, you don't have to be around an enormous amount of people all the time just to operate. And And this is just a part of philosophy of mine in life. You may walk 1,000,000 miles in life alone, but it's okay. Because until God put people in your life to walk with you, don't be discouraged. See, I know that the people in my life are supposed to be in my life because I wait on God to put people in my life. We only see the surface, but God knows their mind. God knows their heart. And sometimes don't you know that people come in your life because you have to be the one that God is going to use to teach them a lesson that he wants them to get. And he uses your life to do that. So, on this morning, all I'm simply saying this morning, a couple of things. It takes guts to fail. And those of us who have failed and got back up, we understand that. But it also takes guts to get back up. The next thing, keep God in front of you. Whatever battles you are fighting right now, don't fight them on your own. Because those are really not your battles. If some people walked out of your life, guess what? God wrote them out the script. But just like he writes some people out the script in your life, he writes some people in. Because everybody that come in your life don't mean you bad, but there are those who do. Remember, you in life, everybody got a fight in life. Focus on your fight in life. Focus on what it is that you are trying to do. Your ultimate goals. Because you are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are magnificent. You are worthy. You are unique. You are a child of God. You are strengthened by the Most High. You don't need my strength. You need the strength of God to encourage, to inspire, to carry you when you feel like you can't even make it no further. He'll carry you. You don't have to listen to all the chatter in your fight. Because somebody along the way, whoever he sends, will fight with you. Because you know what? Your fight is his fight. That's why he watches over you. He takes care of you. He allows his Holy Spirit to minister to you. He smiles on you. He wipes your tears away. He does so many things for you. Even when the world is against you, you are not alone. Be consistent in who you are. Let nobody take that away from you. Let nobody change you. And it's okay. And people might laugh at you. But guess what? I enjoy a small world. I enjoy a small world. You should too. But when God starts adding to your world, you'll know. Because that's the people he sent. And the people that he sent, they are purposely there to help you. Let him fight your battles. You're going to win every time. You can look at your enemy and smile. Because you know what? Thank God for some people that switch channels. Thank God for them. They got tired of looking at your channel, so they switched channels. Thank God for them switching channels. They weren't enjoying what they saw going on in your life anyway. See, sometimes people can't stand to watch God bless you. Let me say that again. There are many times, if you don't get nothing else this morning, Get this. There are many times the reason why people have to switch channels on you because they cannot stand watching God bless you. They can't stand watching your increase. They can't stand watching your strength. They can't stand watching him exalt you. So they switch channels. You don't stay on a channel that you don't enjoy watching. Why should your enemy stay on a channel they don't enjoy watching? And get comfortable. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but I'm telling you, if you don't get nothing else, get comfortable with people not wanting to stay on your channel. Because the only reason why many people have to move away from your channel, and you should rejoice in it, because you should know God is doing some things in your life that they just can't take watching it. They can't take looking at your blessings. They cannot take looking at your exaltation. They can't take that. But it's okay. Because what is for you is for you. And what is for them is for them. And nobody should be angry or upset with nobody. Keep it moving in life. Enjoy where you are. And don't regret it. And you know what? And do not allow other people to make you regret what God is doing in and for your life. Let them change the channel. That's a good thing. All right? Keep God in the front of you, no matter what you do. No matter what you do, keep God in front of you. And don't get upset because somebody else wants to change the channel. All right? So you all have a wonderful day. I'm sorry I didn't come on yesterday, but I had some things going on yesterday. I wasn't able to come on. So, you know, life happens. Life happens. Okay. Also, before I get off, I want to mention the podcast that's going to be coming up with Dr. Annette Jenkins. She is a retired pharmacist, and she's going to talk to us about medication on Wednesday night at 6:00 p.m. on my podcast channel, Electra James Inspirational Talks. I'm very excited about it. Some others have told me they're excited to hear what she has to say on medications. And look here, all of us taking some kind of medications. So we're going to have someone who is retired. She's retired over 30 years in the field of pharmaceuticals. And she's going to talk to us about various things. We'll find out on Wednesday night. I'm just excited about it. I'm excited about the podcast. I'm excited about the viewers. I am so excited. And most of all, your support. I thank God for your support. I like saying that because I really mean that from the heart. And I don't just want to type that in a message. I actually want you to know I really, really, really appreciate you supporting my morning talks as well as my podcast. And again, I'll make this announcement tomorrow. I'm going to do a little infomercial and kind of remind everyone about the interview that's coming up on Wednesday. And I hope to see you there. I really do. It's my podcast is for information. That's what it is. People sharing information about their passion and things they've done in life. And I'm grateful for everyone who has come on thus far to be interviewed. So if you want to check out some of those interviews, you can go to Electra James Inspirational Talks on YouTube and just listen to some of the interviews. Okay, it's a new podcast. My friend Jacqueline Sarver helps me on the technical side of it, and we had some glitches in the beginning, but between her and myself, we are working through it, and we tag teamed on this, and we're just grateful for where the podcast is going, and I can't say enough about it. But thank you for joining me on this morning for Morning Talks. I know it's early in the morning, but you can now go on about your day and have a wonderful, wonderful day. And remember this, if you don't remember anything else, it's okay for people to change channels, okay? Because guess what? Sometimes the way that God is blessing you, your enemy just cannot stand to watch you be blessed. All right? And then there's going to be some people he going to send on that channel to watch you, to see just how good God is being to you in your life and to those around you that you love and desire. All right? Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. And I don't think it's too cold out there, but we'll see. All right. Bye-bye.